The microphone. Good morning, participants, and welcome to today's segment of our week-long training. I hope that you've been having a good time since the week in the other lessons. This morning is another time, and we'll be looking at the course Effective Sales and Marketing Strategies. Effective Sales and Marketing Strategies. What really comes to mind when a topic is given like this is sales and marketing. How a producer, an entrepreneur, can effectively dispose of his or her products at a profitable rate and at the same time satisfying his or her customers. That is our focus this morning. And we would like to look at the objectives that we'll be anchoring on this morning. First, we'll be defining marketing and understanding the steps in marketing process. We'll also be looking at the difference between marketing and selling. Oftentimes, these two words are used as one, but we will see this morning a little bit differences between the two. And we'll also be looking at key elements in selling your products and what is marketing mix. We'll further see how we can improve our selling skills. Then the importance of market research and information gathering. And lastly, we'll see how we can put all of this to work and benefit mutually, both the entrepreneur and our targeted market. And so we will begin by looking at some few definitions by institutions, scholars, and then we narrow down to summarize what is marketing. The first definition by the American Marketing Association says marketing is the activity, set of institutions, and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers. This is given by the American Marketing Association. Then we have this one that is given by a renowned management scholar by name Dr. Philip Kotler, 29th March 2011. Defines marketing as the science and act of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the needs of a target market. This is by Philip Kotler. Then we have definitions by the Chartered Institute of Marketing of Nigeria. They are of the opinion that marketing is the management of process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' requirements profitably. They also say it is a process of getting the right products and services to the right customer at the right place and price, using the right promotions and publicity. This definition is very, very explicit and self-explanatory. Then lastly, we'll look at the summary. Marketing is targeted at changing the motive of purchase of your target customers. Nothing is more likely to buy than effective direct marketing. Marketing is simply the process of understanding your customer, building and maintaining a profitable relationship. So these are a few definitions of marketing. And the one that appeals to me so much is this one by Chartered Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, the second definition, which says the process of getting the right products and services to the right customer at the right place and price, using the right promotions and publicity. So if you look at this definition, all that we'll be discussing this morning on this topic is centered around this particular definition. An entrepreneur must have the right product and services. Having understood or understudied your environment, to know the need of your environment, you come up with a product or service that is needed. Then you also identify your right customers, because if you have the right product and you are looking at the wrong customers, you have not done anything. And having gotten the right customers, where are the customers? They ought to be at the right place, because the right customers can be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And also the price that you charge for each of for your product or services is very, very important. Does your price carry the value? Does the product carry the value that you are charging such price for? Because it is the value that customers are looking at to pay for. If your product or service does not have value, then your price may as good as not being useful or necessary. And then lastly, using the right promotions and publicity. This is very, very important, because your customers, the right customers, must know, the features and the benefits of the product they are buying. And publicity talks about enlightenment, education. All of these people need to be educated and need to be aware that you exist and you have such product that has such value and such price, and you are also placed. So promotion is talking about the features and benefits of the product, while publicity is talking about orientation, education, creating awareness among your target customers. So that all that we'll be discussing this morning will be hovering around this particular definition. And I hope that we will benefit maximally from this discussion this morning. We talked about marketing and sales as in our topic. We want to quickly look at what is the definition of sales, because these are the two things we'll be looking at very fast as we move on. Sales can be defined as the exchange of goods for money or compensation. Sales can be defined as the exchange of goods for money or compensation. Sales is satisfying the customer's needs or want. So you can see that sales is a little bit different from the definition and that of marketing. Sales does the actual physical exchange of goods and services for money or compensation. Sales is about satisfying the customer's needs and want there and then. While market is on the drawing board trying to come up with, what is the needs and wants of a customer, it's assumed that a salesman has a product already and prepared to deliver it to the customer and getting back money or compensation for the goods. So sales or a salesman is always on the go, is always there with the product and ready for the exchange. But marketing is about studying and some boardroom discussion and arrangement and preparation before a product finally comes out. That's what marketing does. But sales is assumed that the product is ready to be delivered. So we will see furthermore differences between the two. Sales is actually the pitch part of marketing, concerned with persuading customers to buy the products or services of an organization. So we can conclude here that sales is a subset, is part of marketing, is an arm of marketing, is an integral part of marketing that is concerned with persuading the customers to buy the products or services of an organization. So sales is not studying to know what the customer needs, but sales is at this point persuading customers to buy an existing product that is ready, is manufactured by an entrepreneur or an organization. So talking more about sales. So tabularly, to look at the differences, we have marketing as studying customers' needs and wants in a defined market segment. You will agree with me that studying takes time. When you say you are studying something, it's not something that you can quickly conclude, and take a decision. So you take a period of time to study and come up with what customers' needs are in a particular environment, a particular market. Why sales make the exchange happen. So it's assumed that marketing have done the studying, identifying of customers' needs, come up with a product, and sales make the exchange happen. Marketing measures company image and customer satisfaction on a continuous basis. Why sales try to give the customer the best solution at any point in time. So marketing is always studying, to come up with, update on company image and how best customers can be satisfied on a continuous basis. Because human beings, we are peculiar and complex people. Something that you used yesterday, coming to use it again today, you are beginning to feel the taste has changed and you want to ask so many questions, or our behavior or our attitude. All of this can affect our decision on a particular product or service. Therefore, it behoves that the marketing or marketer should continuously be on a drawing board, getting feedback, getting information on products and customers, to see changes and variations and see how best he can make an adjustment to ensure that ultimately customers are satisfied. But sales doesn't take time to satisfy customers' need. As they discover it, they give the best solution instantly. Marketing develops communication strategy feedbacks, while sales provide direct customer feedback. Marketing or a marketer will, prepare documents like questionnaires, create a window whereby they can get information from customers on their products. And it takes time for a customer to get such a strategy and feedback to the marketer. Whereas the salesperson, as is presenting the product, or as it comes to you every day to check on you and your product and your business, whatever the question, whatever feedback on the product, is getting it instantly. But for the marketer, it takes a process of time. Either a telephone number is given for you to call to give your feedback, or a form is sent to you to fill in the form of a questionnaire and all of that. So the time of feedback for marketing takes a longer time, take a little bit time, while feedback from for the salesperson is instant. It's quite on time. Then lastly, marketing develop winning offers for each target segment, while sales serve the same customers for a long period of time. So if you look at all of these points, you will agree with me that there are differences between marketing and sales. I hope we are communicating. Then the next point we want to look at is the piece of marketing. The PS of marketing. We say PS because there are many P's that we'll be looking at in terms of marketing features or characteristics of marketing. And this PS of marketing is what we call marketing mix. So whenever we're talking about marketing mix, know that we're talking about the several P's that are component of marketing. So here are the P's of marketing. Number 1, product. Number 2, place. Number 3 P is price, distribution, promotion and communication, and process. So these are all the features or characteristics of marketing. You can't talk of marketing without all of these features or characteristics here. And we shall be looking at them one after the other. Product. Product is that need that you identify, that you came up with in form of an item. And so product must meet a defined need. Whatever you came up with to be a product is something you have studied that is a need of an environment or a need of a people or a target market segment. And so whatever you have finally come up with to be a product must meet a defined need. There's a defined need and there's a general need. So we must establish what is the defined need. Then product must have established demand. You must establish that there's a demand for the product. And that can be obtained through market testing. Then lastly, your product must carry what we call USP. USP is unique selling proposition. Unique selling proposition. These are the clear benefits and features that differentiate your product from that of your competitors. Your USP can change as business evolves. So these are the component or the features of the product. Then distribution. Distribution is how to get the product from the manufacturing point or production point to the potential user. There's a lot of things that go in between the journey. And majorly, you must establish how and where product is sold to customers. That will determine what means of transportation, middlemen to involve. So we must establish how and where product is sold to customers. Secondly, location where sales are made. Thirdly, intermediaries such as wholesalers, retailers, sales agents must be established. Lastly, how best can you reach your end users? This is all about distribution. Then price, which is another P, is that amount that you charge for your product. And price must generate income, more importantly, profit. All other elements of the marketing mix incur costs except price. Price understand the relationship. In pricing, you understand the relationship between cost, price, and profit. And the table below depicts further on the assertion on price. For instance, cost. What it costs to make, including time, materials, and overheads. This is what we call cost. What was the cost of your time spent in production, the materials the product consumed, and the overheads. Overheads, is amount spent on the labor or other miscellaneous expenses. Then price, what you can charge in the marketplace based on value and cost. Value is the benefit that the customer will derive from your product. Then the cost. Cost is what we just discussed, what you spend on time, materials, and overhead. When you put the value and cost together, then you now put a price that when you subtract the price from the cost of value and the cost of production, whatever you have is your profit. Value here is the value of a product, or let's use a landed property, or maybe a particular kind of goods that has dual benefits. The one sold in a rural area cannot be the same price as the one sold in the urban area, because so many factors come to place. In the rural area, you may not be paying as much for rent as you pay in the urban area. So all of this, will determine what price you put on your product based on the environment or the location. So take price out of cost and value, you have your profit. Then promotion is another P. Promotion is, bringing to the knowledge of your customers the value, the value, the benefits, and the features of the product. The customers need to know. And this can be done through promotional activities. So in promotion, we consider who your customers are. Are they literate? Are they illiterate? And how best to reach them through communications. Recently, if you look at some of the network organizations, in their customer care recording or promotional recording, they give options of how you want to be communicated to. Do you want in your language, like the three major languages, the Igbo, the Hausa, and the Yoruba? Or you want it in the Pidgin English? So what those people are doing is to see how they can best reach their customers through communications. And so promotion is very, very vital in marketing. Also in promotion, we try to segment the market, which is another very important strategy that we'll be discussing in the course of this lesson this morning. And that is market segmentation. Market segmentation, you have to divide the market into subsets, subunits, sub-market to be able to reach them effectively. If you want to combine the whole world as your targeted market, it will be impossible to effectively handle the entire universe at once through communication. So by the time you segment the market, made up of people with same needs, you can effectively bring home your message as it's supposed to be. Market segmentations help you to target them in the right way. We shall see more in detail on market segmentation. Talking about promotion in a sub-market, you can use the following to profile and divide your customer market. Behavior. What is the behavior of your consumers in a sub-market? Their behavior in terms of usage of the product, how frequent they use the product, their impressions, and the convenience of using the product. You can also profile and divide your customer market using character, their lifestyle, personality, trend setter, and follower. And lastly, you can use socio-economic factors like profession, income, location, buying patterns, loyalty, age, and gender. So you can use all of this to profile and divide your consumer markets. If segmenting business market, you could consider the following two: company size, industry size, and location. So this can also be used to further segment your business market to be able to effectively, carry out your promotional activities. The market. We've talked about, or we look at the definition of marketing. What is the market? Market is a place, either physical or visual, where goods are exchanged for compensation or price. Market is a physical or visual place where goods and services are being exchanged for a fee, for a price. And usually in every market, there are buyers and there are sellers. These are the principal parties in every market. And so having looked at the definition of market, we want to look at the types of market. The types of market. We have 4 types of market. Number 1, potential market. Potential market. These are those in the total population who have interest in acquiring the product. Potential market are people that, go for window shopping, they look at your product, they are aware of your product, they've seen it, they have interest in it, but they don't have what it takes to carry it home at that point in time. So we tag them as potential market. Then we have available market. Available market. These are those in the potential market who have enough money to buy the product. In the potential market, there are people that, at the end of the day, beyond showing interest, have what it takes to buy the product home. So we consider those group of people as the available market. Then we have qualified available market. Qualified available market. These are those in the available market who legally are permitted to buy the product. So inside the available market, we have qualified available market. And these are a set of people who are legally permitted to buy a particular product. Take, for instance, if you go to the arm and ammunition market, it's not everybody that can buy in that market or buy that product. There are people that are legally permitted to buy or carry arms and ammunition by the Constitution of Nigeria. And there are also some pharmaceutical products that until you have the permit of the doctor, the prescription from the doctor, you are not permitted to buy such product. And also on the other side, if you are not a licensed pharmaceutical agent or a pharmacist, there are products that you cannot sell. Take, for instance, a patent medicine store cannot sell certain types of high antibiotics in their shops because they are not pharmacists, their license does not cover such products. So we have this qualified available market, those who are legally permitted to deal in such products. Then we have target market. The target market is the segment of the qualified market that you have decided to serve finally. And so these are the different types of market, and for an entrepreneur, you should be able to know which of these markets that you are considering at any point in time, and this will inform your decision on probably quantity of production or the demand and supply in the marketplace. Market segmentation, like I said earlier, is a very, very important marketing strategy, which involves dividing a broad target market into subsets of consumers, businesses, or countries, which have or are perceived to have common needs, interests, priorities, and then designing and implementing strategies to target them. They are based on lifestyle, demographics, and personalities of target market. This also helps to a great extent in your promotional activities. You can be able to reach your target customer or target market effectively. Marketing and promotional tools. Now getting your product noticed is all about promotional activities. Not every method will work for your business. The methods can change as the business develops or grows. However, you must be clear on the following. promotion tools. What message do you want to communicate? Who are your audience? What is the best way to communicate with them? What budget do you have for whichever tools you have decided to use? What measures will you use to know if you are being successful based on the promotional tools you have decided to use? So these are all pertinent questions that are crying for answers before you can decide on which tools to use in your promotional activities. We have 6 main tools for promotion. Just like I said, for you to use any of these tools, you have to ask yourself those questions that we looked at earlier. That will determine which of these 6 main tools that you will need. And aside these 6 main tools, there may be other tools. Like I said, these are 6 main ones. There may be other ones, based on your personal research or other books that you may consult. But for the purpose of this study this morning, we are limiting ourselves to these 6 main tools for promotion. Number 1, public relations, which is often called PR. This is about creating and maintaining an image for your business or product. That is the essence of its value and integrity, and that forms your reputation. So PR is an age-long promotional tools that have been used, that have been tested and proven to be the best for most organizations. As a matter of fact, some organizations have it as a department. They have PR department, public relations, as a department because of its importance. And for those who are not able to have it as a department, they engage professionals. They are professionals, professional public relations, who act as consultants or practitioners, who comes to your organizations, look at what you have, and come up with how to present your organizations to your customers, your target customers, in terms of its image, value, integrity, and reputation. So that's what public relations does. Then we also have another tool called advertising. Advertising is also a very old tool and very popular to many of us. It's a very common name in the business environment. And there are 3 main reasons for advertising. 1, create awareness among target audience, persuade customers to buy your product by promoting the benefits, and keep up company profile. These are basically the 3 reasons for advertising. Advertising is letting the people know what you have, and how they can get it. The advertising talks about the benefits, the features of your product. You educate and enlighten the public about what you have in your organization. So advertising is an age-long tools that has also been proven and tested. There's no way people will know that you are there, or you have such product, or such product can do this benefit or that benefit, without you coming out, through advertising to let them know of such important information. We have also internet and online marketing. Internet and online marketing, in view of the recent technological advancement. Internet has brought the world together as a global village. And so internet is about reaching the world in a second with whatever information you have. And through internet you can also do a lot of marketing online. All you need to do is to have a well-designed and managed website that can allow a company of any size reach customers all over the world. If you plan to sell your product online, then the structure and functionality must allow you to meet promises and fulfill orders. And so we have all of the social medias that are, in vogue at the moment to use as a tool, as a channel through which you can achieve this objective. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and several others that you can use to promote your business, relate with people, and let the people know you are there across the globe. That is the importance of these tools. Then we have direct marketing as another tool. This has to do with direct mailing, email marketing, and telemarketing. This works best with existing customers. So anything that talks about mailing, it takes a process of time. You must have a database of your customers, and how to reach them in a very short time. That's what direct marketing is all about. And they said, and this is best with the existing customers, people that you have been dealing with them over time. You have their email address, you have all that information about them, and at the tap of a button, you are with them online. Then we have sales promotion as another tool. Sales promotion is about, taking your products to the marketplace with all the apparatus of drumming the attention of the target customers. Sales promotion is a short-term activity to encourage customers to buy and boost sales for a limited period of time. There is usually price reduction, use of vouchers, BOGOF, extended guarantees. However, consistent discounting will damage the image of your customer or the product. So when you go to the marketplace with all your machineries, styles and jingles and music to draw the attention of your customers, oftentimes you reduce the price to encourage them to buy. You also do use of vouchers and BOGOs, and also promising them that if one will buy a certain quantity, they will benefit a particular number in addition. All of these are to encourage your target customers to buy more than they need, and by so doing, you increase your sales and probably garner more market shares. But however, there's a warning that continuous discounting can be damaging, because the temptation for your customers will to think that your products are worthless, the value has been reduced, they are near expiring, and all of those suspicious assumptions can come up. So it's a one-off something and should be for a short period. Then we have personal selling as the last type of tools to be considered for promotion. Personal selling. This enables you to listen to the prospective or existing customers' needs and allows you to convey the ethos and values of your business. This personal interaction also offers valuable opportunity to get first-hand feedback on your products and your competition. So this personal selling is like you taking the product to the doorstep of your target customers, and have one-on-one interaction where you have the opportunity to explain more on the features and the benefits of your product, and also the values and the ethos of your business, what you believe in, what you stand for. And then you also have the opportunities to get a first-hand feedback, instant feedback on your products and the activities of your competitors. What is in the market that is serving as an alternative or a substitute to your product, And how can you be able to remain at the cutting edge of your business or the product? These are things that are being exposed or revealed through personal selling. So these are the 6 main tools in promotion. The marketing means that we talked earlier. This is like an additional piece to the earlier discussed marketing piece. And this is called expanded marketing mix. And the piece that come to place here are the people, which is customer service, process, which is process of handling customers' complaint, and physical environment, stores and wherever your business is located. The environment is very, very key. And we shall look at that as we continue. Then we come to the marketing process. The marketing process, the process that the marketing activities goes through at any point in time. Number 1, understand customers' needs and wants, design a customers driven market strategy, construct a marketing program, build profitable relationships, and capture value from customers. These are the marketing processes, and we shall take them one after the other to look at it more in detail. Marketing process number 1, which is understanding customers' needs and wants. You will agree with me that this is the foundation of it all. In marketing, before you can talk of coming up with a product, you must know what is the needs, what are the needs and wants of your customer. Customer is an environment that you have identified, and there are people living there. What do they need? What is their need that you can come up with in form of a product? And to go about this, 1, you must research on consumer and the marketplace. You must research. Research, we shall look at what is research later, or information gathering later in the course of this study. Researching on customer is about knowing what they need, who are the customers, what is their peculiarity, and then where are they located, the marketplace. Then also we need to manage this marketing information and consumer data. Just like we were talking about personal selling and other promotional tools, you can effectively do that if you have managed marketing information and customer database. So all of these two will bring us to a point whereby we will understand what customers' needs are and set in motion process by which we can come up with a product that will meet this defined need. Marketing process number 2 talks about designing a consumer-driven marketing strategy. Design a customer-driven market strategy. And to go about this, we need to select customers to serve, and this can be achieved through market segmentation and targeting. And also we need to have value proposition, and this also can be achieved through differentiation and positioning. By so doing, we'll be able to design a consumer-driven market strategy that will drive the process. Marketing process 3 is to construct a marketing program that delivers value. A marketing program that delivers value. Don't forget, all that the customer is looking for is value in the product. If your product is not carrying value, you have no business being in the market. And to achieve this process, we have product and service design. Your ability to build a very strong brand will help you to construct a market program that delivers value. Then we also look at price. creating real value with your pricing. Let your pricing policy matches with the value the product is carrying. Then place, talking about the marketplace, how to manage demand and supply. Demand and supply are the two forces that determine, the activities in the marketplace. You must operate at a point where demand is equal to supply. Anything short of this, you are likely not to be able to have a well-designed market program that delivers value. Then we have promotion, creating the value propositions. We talked extensively about promotion the other time. So promotion is one of the key elements that helps you construct a market program that delivers value. Proposition is be able to talk in details the value, the features and the benefits of the products. Then process number 4, we have building profitable relationship. Business is all about mutually benefiting relationship. While you are satisfying the customer with a valuable product, you will in return get paid through the price you have fixed, which is a profitable one for you. And so to be able to achieve this, we need to have what we call customer relationship management. Most organizations, they tie so much importance to customer care department because that's where customer relationships are managed. Customer care. And that's why there are 24 hours hotline that you can call anytime, and there are people to attend to you to rectify whatever challenge or problem you may have. And this is very, very important with existing customers because those are the people that you know and you have. They said a bird at hand is worth two in the bush. So when you have this one, manage them properly, then you through them get referrals for other customers. Then we also have product relationship management. Product relationship management is about the handlers of your product, talking about suppliers and other middlemen or middle agents that will have to handle your product. These people need to be managed so that they will not frustrate or sabotage the effort that you have put in place to come this far. And lastly, we have process number 5, capturing value from customers in return. And to do this, you will need to generate revenue. This revenue is profit at the end of the day. Then you create loyal, satisfied customers. When you have loyal, satisfied customers, they are there for you through the rain, through the summer, through the winter. They are there, they stick close like a friend and a brother. Then lastly, you will definitely increase your market share. These are all benefits you get for following the processes and delivering value to your customers. Market research. I've mentioned it at one time or the other in the course of our previous discussion. Now I want to look at it properly. What is the importance of market research or information gathering in the marketplace? Application of market research. What is important? Well, it is used for decision making and validation. It's used for market strategy and planning. With market research, with the results you obtain from market research, you can effectively strategize and plan effectively your market. It also helps in cost-benefit analysis. It helps in product process development, issue analysis, finding new opportunities, and having focused effort and monitoring performance. So the outcome of every research is meant to give you all of this, or your research result is meant to be applied in these areas that we have looked at. what are the challenges in assessing market information? What are the challenges? Just like every other discipline, accessing market information can be a very curious task. And one of the challenges you will encounter is information overload. When you set out to gather information on market or a product, or maybe your target customers, you have so much information that rather than being convinced on the pattern, you get confused. But however, with the high level of information overload, there is always a way. They say the problem known, the problem half solved. And so when you have information overload, you begin to do what we call filtration of information and be able to scale down to the various minimum relevant information that you need. In also trying to access market information, we are faced with poor internet access. We don't have total control, of the network or the internet accessibility, because there are so many factors that are put together to allow you access to the internet. And so when that happens, you will have to navigate your way to get as much information as you can, to be able to carry out your analysis and research or reports. Then we also have a challenge of lack of awareness of local institutions providing market information. There are several local institutions that provide market information. Most entrepreneurs are not aware. And with the era of the internet, you can Google any of these local institutions for such information as you need. There's so many of them, beginning from the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. We have institutions like industry for Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and other parastatals like Nexim Bank and the Export Promotion Council, Nigeria Investment Council, and all of that. These are places that you can go and get information on both local and foreign markets. Then there's also a challenge of information providers being biased and discriminating. This is human factors that are evident in many departments and sections of our lives. And so you should be able to manipulate your way to get the information that you need. Don't let these challenges deter your effort from achieving your goals. Then we talked about limited resources. Not many organizations may be able to afford the funds to visit markets, trade shows, exhibitions, and so forth. So research most time might not be a priority, but if you know what you are looking for, research is important as far as success in business or in marketing is concerned. Then we want to look at the types of sources of information gathering. Sources of information gathering. We have secondary data collection and primary data collection. These are sources where informations are gathered and analyzed. Information through secondary data can be through external sources. External sources means sources that are outside the business environment. And so One, we get secondary data information from the government. Government is a major player in any economy. And so every year, come up with the budget of the country. They come up with monetary and fiscal policies through the central bank and other informations that regulates the activities of the economy within that particular year. And entrepreneurs like you and I have so much to gain, to benefit from such information. So secondary source of data collection, one is through the government. Number two, we have business and trade associations. Because like I said earlier, if you go online, you can Google some of these associations, both locally and internationally. And you can get so much information on marketing. Then we have trade magazines and newspapers, financial institutions like the banks, stockbrokers, and so forth. These people also have some information, especially as it concerns exchange rates of different countries that you may want to trade with. Then we have national trade publications. It's like a magazine. So much information are also there, and they are regarded as a standard source of secondary data collection. The additional sources can be business libraries, trade directories, professional institutes, and organizations. These are the external sources by which you can get information on marketing. The primary sources of data collection or primary research source. One, quantitative research market data, and also through qualitative research market data. For quantitative research market data, we have the following: wide range, which covers population size, demographic patterns, national production, volumes, export sales, etc. Then we also have individual level. Every respondent asked same series of questions and response. Best known technique, market research survey, is also used in quantitative research market data. Then quantitative survey, which can be through post, self-completion, face-to-face, telephone, email, web, and questionnaire. These are means by which we can get quantitative research data market collection. Then we have qualitative research. This examines people's feelings and attitude towards your product. Whatever information you get there is to tell you how people feel and their attitude towards your product. What motivates them to buy your product? This is one of the decisions or the results of this qualitative research. And to do that, it involves discussion guides used to explore various issues in depth. No fixed set of questions, just being focused on the products and how best it affects your customers. Then we have usually face-to-face interaction, and best known techniques. Market research focus on group 6 to 10 respondents, and there's always a research moderator. Then we have online sources of gathering information on marketing, and this can be through a well-structured, defined internet facility where you go to sites and subjects on markets, country, foreign trade reference material, trade and industry publications, company websites. So all of this can get online about market. Then we have market information collection techniques, also through online. Primary research techniques are through observations, interview, surveys, and questionnaires. These are basically the techniques used for primary research, whether it's quantitative or qualitative. Challenges of research data. Secondary research should generally be complemented with a primary field study. That is, the information gathered from secondary source might not completely be sufficient to pass judgment or decision. Rather, it's advisable to complement such results with a primary field study. Primary field study is what we saw through quantitative and qualitative research. Put this together with secondary school research, you will, without doubt, have a very solid results, because secondary research has its constraint. That's its constraint, and with the support of a field study, you can overcome such constraints. The absence of specific information can also be detrimental to your final result. There's also difficulty in identifying the relevant secondary information. Some informations are protected or classified. This also can cause a sabotage to your effort. Availability and usability of information is also a challenge. Contradictory information, especially from the government quarters, where, sometimes agencies contradict themselves. Then updating, informations are not often updated, and this also can cause some misgiving. Cross-national comparison is also a challenge. When you don't have enough information to compare internationally with what you have, it's a big challenge. What are the objectives of carrying out a research? One, how does the company decide what information to collect? What will the research be used for? How should the company respond? So these are the things that you must have on your mind when you are going for a research work. How does company decide what information to collect? You must agree on that. So I don't go, for general information that you don't need. Then what will the research be used for? What will the research be used for? Do you notice a decline in sale and you want to find out why the decline in sale, or cost of production high? You must, agree on why or which area to research on. And finally, how should they respond? How should the company respond to the outcome of this research? It must be agreed upon. What should you know about your customers? Number one, target. Who are they? Are they decision makers? Because you need to know who you are dealing with in any organization as your customers. Number two, needs and wants. What do you need to solve? What's the problem that you need to solve? That you should know about your customer. What motivates them to buy the most? And value perception. Their perceived value equation. You must know. These are things that when you know, then you can be able to satisfy them effectively. Who is your competition, or who are your competitors? Competition in marketing or in business is what is an alternative, what can be an alternative or a substitute to what you have or to you. Okay? For instance, if you have a product and there's a similar product with a different name, it can also be used for the same purpose which your product is being used for. The other people becomes your competitor, or the product becomes your competition. And so you need to know them. You need to know them and see how you can maintain your position in the market share. If not, their coming can take part of your market share. So after identifying your target market, you must build an understanding of the competitive conditions of the market. Selling skills. That's the next thing we want to look at. Selling skills. What are the skills that a salesman must acquire to effectively sell his or her products? What does customer care about? They care about themselves, their wants and their needs, desire to be met satisfactorily. So the sellers must have a particular skill or attitude towards which such products or such cares of the customers can be met. What do they buy? What should you know about your customers, which we discussed earlier? So talking about selling skill, we have sales skills 1, and this requires that the salesman must be an effective communicator. Must be an effective communicator. Several people talk, but they don't communicate. Communication is about passing across information and the other party understanding you and you receiving a feedback. That is effective communication. Until there's a feedback, you have not communicated. You may have not been understood. You just assume you understood what you said. By the end of the day, you'll be amazed you have not understood you. So to be an effective communicator is a skill that any salesman must acquire. Then you must have the ability to listen. Most times you tend to speak more than you listen because you try to drive home a point, try to convince the customer, but you should be able to listen at a point and get a feedback, get a feeling of your customers, not you talking all through. Then another skill is ask great questions probably. You need to ask questions and involve your customers, involve them, carry them along. Through the question, you know whether they are following you or they understand or understood what you're saying. Then you must be a problem solver. Don't beat the problem and leave it and go. It's a skill that you must acquire as a salesman. Sales skills 2, you must be well organized. Well organized means you must arrange your work in a chronological order and take them one after the other, one step after the other. Don't appear scattered. Don't appear somebody that is not prepared for that day. You must arrange your itinerary before you set out, and when you get to any point, take on your program one after the other. You must be a self-starter and finisher. That's a skill for a salesman. You must be well-mannered and cautious. The customers care about themselves. They're often looked at as a king. And so they won't tolerate any act of rudeness or unmannered attitude. So you must be well-mannered and cautious. And then you must have the skill of being naturally persuasive. Be persuasive in nature. Persuading the customers to buy your product. You must be pushy. You don't stop at anything else. You put your product in the hand of your customers. must be convince them to like your product and buy one. Then from skill, we move to attitude. What are the attitude of a salesperson? Well, what attitude should a salesperson possess? One, you must have a positive attitude. A positive attitude that you will always succeed. It does not matter the obstacles, the challenges, the environment, and factors, but that you must succeed. And you don't take a no for an answer if you have such attitude. You must develop an attitude of persistence and determination. You must persist and be determined to succeed. Let it be part of you, that you don't give up easily until you get what you want. Then develop an attitude of superior quality. You must have the audacity, you must have the strength, you must have the courage on the knowledge of your product or who you are. Oftentimes, inferiority complex deprives many salesperson of their chances of succeeding on many grounds. So, a good salesperson must have that superior quality, or must be on top of each product in terms of knowledge and how best to sell. Selling attitude requires you always maintain a pleasant personality. Pleasant personality. Your disposition must be pleasant, must look friendly, look, accommodating at all times. Before you do anything you consider this. First, you sell yourself. You speak few things about your personality, yourself, to build confidence in your customers, build confidence in them that you are the right person to sell to them. Then know your product. Know your product. Don't let the customer know your product more than you do. And that means you need to study beyond what you've been told to personally know and be convinced about the product you carry, that indeed it has such benefits, it has such features. Then know the value equation that you carry, or that of the perceived value equation of your customers. Then you get to know who your competitions are. Very, very important, like we discussed earlier. If you don't know who they are, you may wake up one day and discover that your place has been taken in the market. Know why your customers should buy from you instead of your competition. Very, very key. And when such is known, then you take care of them to ensure that you have enough market share, that your market share is not taken over or reduced by your competition. Getting in position to sell, you must know your target customers, who the decision makers are that you'll be dealing with, execute your plan consistently, and let them be uniform. And if you can't and you won't do it, then you hire it done. They are experts, like I said earlier, they are consultants, in marketing that does this job very, very well. Preparing for sales call. What you need to do first, you package yourself, know negativities, research your client to know who you want to place a call on, be on time, be observant to feel the impulse of your would-be customers or existing customers, so you can know how to respond appropriately. Sales presentation. This involves the approach present objections, negotiation, and close. The body of presentation. It involves the use use of all senses possible. Beware of close body language, questions, etc. Make it logical and end by feeling the need. Sell benefits, not features. This is very, very important in the body of sales presentation. Objection, your best friend. Objections are the clients telling you how to sell them. This is an aberration for a client to tell you how to sell to them. But notwithstanding, let them be your best friend. And you can always maneuver and navigate through and sell your product. Restate the objection, answer in terms of your product benefits, and move on. Negotiation, your bargaining power or strength. End body of presentation with the trial close. If you get a yes, then stop selling and start writing order. But if you get a no, then you prove further why and provide all the necessary answers to objections, negotiate, and try close again. Then close. Either or. A question like, would you like delivery Friday or next Monday? If you are agreed, then you open up the option or when it will be convenient for delivery to take place. Is that the only thing that is stopping you from buying? If there's an objection to a delivery date or time, then that question also can be resolved. But in all, let it be at the comfort, the convenience of your customers. And if that is done, then you always ask for order. Always ask for order. If you don't do another thing, always ask for order. Important tips that you need to know as a salesperson. One, listen more than you talk. We said earlier, never talk over the client. Listen to what he says. Be on top of the discussion. Don't let your customer hijack the discussion from you. Control the flow. And then always ask for the order. If you do nothing else, ask for the order. And when order is taken, ask for referral. Referral is you asking your existing customers to introduce you to other customers in the neighborhood. That is referral. Customer service. We talked about this as expanded market piece. One, answer the phone. Number two, no voice menu, no lengthy holds. Resolve problems now. Honor your time frames. Complaints are your friend. You get to show how good you are when you attend to all complaints. Handling complaints. Handling complaints. Don't argue when complaints are made. Be apologetic, even if you are not wrong. Reinstate problems. Give time frame to resolution. If you can't meet time, call and extend. Let them know you care and you are involved in their challenge. 3 most common sales mistakes: not listening to the buyer, not asking for order, forgetting to sell to existing customers. These are mistakes that we must avoid as salesperson. So we have come to the end of this class. The next now is how to apply your marketing plan, put into work some of these things we have discussed to see how you can benefit maximally from them in your business, and your customers also be satisfied with what you have to offer. Thank you. So we want to leave the class open for discussion. If there are comments, if there are questions, if there are gray areas that you need for that clarification, this is the time. Thank you for listening. Please, you can unmute yourself I can hear you. Yes, Ochai Vincent. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Have you unmuted yourself? Hello? Hello? Good morning. You can type on the platform. You can chat the administrator. If you are experiencing a network challenge, hello? Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please check the chat box. Hello, can we take more questions? Hello? Hello? Any other person we're having issue with Ochai and there? Nkechi, can we hear you?
I got a message that is the same in the Doma language. If I see that they lost, to look at more. I think Maxine, brother, they do that speak. Hey, brother,
Today's lecture was fast. Today's lecture was okay. Close the class.
How do you close? Okay. Since we can't get any comments, questions, we stand to close the class for the next for today. Thank you for listening. We hope you've gotten something that will benefit you and your business. Have a great day. Thank you.